Imagine your body's pain system as a sophisticated alarm network designed to protect you. We're going to explore how this system works, from the initial danger signal to the brain's response to that signal, making complex topics simple and engaging. Pain's journey through our body is complex and nuanced, beginning when our tissues are actually harmed and nociceptors, which are basically our body's alert system, detect danger. These nociceptors are akin to smoke detectors, and they help signal this threat to the brain. Pain can be categorized as nociceptive pain, which is pain from actual physical damage to the body, like a cut or a bruise, or when someone reaches out and pinches you. And these nociceptors or nociceptive pain act more as an alarm for immediate harm. And then there's neuropathic pain. This type of pain, on the other hand, arises from actual damage to the nervous system itself, similar to a wiring problem when the alarm goes off incorrectly. This helps clarify that pain is not a one-size-fits-all experience, but instead varies greatly based on the individual and the underlying mechanisms. Let's break down our whole nervous system and understand a bit more about how we perceive pain. Our nervous system is like the most sophisticated command center, where both the peripheral and central nervous system play vital roles. Imagine the peripheral nervous system, or in the periphery, or the outermost part, as the body's scouts, sending detailed reports from the front lines, or our body, to the command center, our brain. And this all happens through the highway of the central nervous system. It's in this complex communication network that pain transitions from mere physical sensations to a more personal experience. And this personal experience, of course, is vastly impacted by our past encounters, our emotions, and even our psychological expectations for the future. This evolution in understanding, from initially viewing pain as a biomechanical lens to a more nuanced approach that incorporates the neuroscience, reveals just how sophisticated our body's response to pain really is. It's not just about the signals that we receive. It's literally how our brain interprets and chooses to respond to these signals, making the experience of pain uniquely personal. Now that you understand that pain is deeply personal and it can be impacted by many nuanced factors, including our past experiences, our emotions, and even some type of damage to the nervous pathway, I do want to touch on a concept called kinesiophobia. Kinesiophobia literally breaks down to the fear of movement, which can be related to or caused by a fear of pain. This fear can significantly impact one's quality of life and can lead to increased pain intensity and lead to disability. By recognizing how our brain can contribute to such fears, we can use targeted strategies like cognitive behavioral therapy and other measures such as mindfulness, just to name a couple, to help reduce this fear, encouraging gradual exposure to movement. This approach, in a way, helps to retrain the brain so that it can associate movement with healing rather than a perceived threat. I've touched on this in other videos very briefly, but it is vital for doctors, physical therapists, and personal trainers alike, and also individuals in their daily life, from refraining from the usage of kinesiophobic language. This type of language can induce fear for movement. Just because we have osteoarthritis does not mean that we should say things like bone on bone, wear and tear, as that can elicit fear for that individual to move. When the truth is, movement can be helpful, as research has shown, in improving symptoms or pain-related symptoms if one exercises appropriately with certain conditions. In essence, we want to make sure we're not discouraging an individual from healthy movement. Always remember, the words you use matter. All right, so now that you understand that we're approaching pain in less of a biomechanical lens and more of a neuroscience lens, how do you incorporate these practices into your everyday life to experience benefits? To start, simply educating yourself is the first step. Something called pain neuroscience education, as discussed in this scientific literature citation, is a technique that educates patients on the neurobiology of pain, therefore aiming to shift their perception and corresponding response to pain itself. This educational approach helps to demystify pain for patients. making them understand that pain does not always equate to harm. By learning how pain signals are processed and can be impacted by various factors, including emotions, beliefs, and past experiences, patients can adopt new coping strategies. I'm using the word patients because that's in the context of the research study that I did read through, but this practice can be applied to clients, which is a term that personal trainers should be using for their clients because clients are not patients because we are not medical practitioners. Anyways, so what are some of these coping strategies? Well, for one, I mentioned cognitive behavioral therapy. Another one is mindfulness, which is simply being more aware of your feelings and sensations in your body, which can also be in the form of meditations, as well as processes and techniques such as graded exposure to feared activities, are designed to retrain the brain, therefore reducing the oversensitivity to pain signals, and ultimately making the individual more resilient to chronic pain. This educative process is about empowering individuals, filling them with knowledge, changing their relationship with pain, and enhancing their ability to manage it effectively. So there you have it. By understanding a bit more about pain biology, you'll be able to help yourself manage it a bit better. I encourage you to reflect on this information and how or if it applies to your own experiences with pain. If you enjoyed this video or found it valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe for more fitness, wellness, and holistic health tips, and share this knowledge with your friends, family, and loved ones. Always feel free to leave me a comment below. I'm always happy to read them. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember, your health is an investment, not an expense.